here in this country, racism exists. There's still a lot of discrimination as well. And we're only going to be able to push back on that by telling our story that we're all very proud of and by working together.
数字不会说谎，新冠疫情爆发以来，美国超过3000起针对亚裔的犯罪，而犯罪率提升了1900%，其中7.3%的袭击对象为老人群体。但我们看到的只是少数个案，没有曝光了到底还有多少呢？另外，因为疫情而加剧的仇恨亚裔情绪，虽然不一定直接导致了在奥克兰华埠发生的罪案，但是华埠的抢劫、仇恨犯罪终年不断，奥克兰华埠也成为仇恨犯罪中心之一。民众忍受了压力跟恐惧相当的大，而华埠的经济在疫情前已经萎缩，许多的华埠商店宣布因为疫情都要暂时或者是永久关闭。那犯罪、种族歧视、种族仇恨、民众的安全，奥克兰华埠究竟发生了哪些事情？如果没有加强警力的话，奥克兰华埠如何变得更加安全？在今天的仇恨边缘当中，我们为大家邀请到的是代表奥克兰华埠第二区市议员励琪，他同时也是奥克兰市议会的主席，一块来欢迎他。各位仇恨边缘的观众朋友们，晚安！在今天节目当中，我们非常荣幸为大家邀请到的是奥克兰华埠第二区的市议员，他同时也是奥克兰市议会这个主席励琪来到我们节目当中，一块来欢迎他。Hello， 励琪 Nikki， how are you today?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me here today.
Yeah, thank you for joining us our show today. First, congratulations, you elected your second term as as an Oakland Council President and District Number 2 Council member.
Yes.
So how's everything going so far right now?
Well, I'm very excited about the second term, both as a council member and council president. I'm also excited about my colleagues on the council. And we have a new mayor, Mayor Xiangtao, who is a friend and an ally. Excited to also have our first Hmong mayor in Oakland.
Can you share us a little bit about some projects and the plans you have been working on?
Sure. Over the past 4 years, I have really been working to represent District 2. District 2 has the highest number of Asian and Pacific Islanders in the whole city. And I am the first Asian American representative in a very long time, and the first Filipino American representative that's been elected in Oakland. And so with that, I'm proud to represent Chinatown and Little Saigon. I've been working very closely with the community around community safety, around improving our parks, and also addressing key issues like jobs and housing.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think about the Chinese culture?
Oh, well, I have to first say that I really love Chinatown because I have a deep connection to Chinatown. Mm-hmm. In fact, when I first moved to the Bay Area in the 1990s and then to Oakland, I was a volunteer working with Chinese immigrant garment workers in Chinatown. And for most of my life before I became an elected official, my offices were in Chinatown. So I have a deep connection, and I love the area because our Chinatown in Oakland, it's not a tourist Chinatown, it's a living Chinatown. We have shops and restaurants, of course, but we also have multiple generations of Chinese Americans who live in Chinatown and folks who visit from all over the region. And so I really enjoy the fact that we have, restaurants, herbal shops, all kinds of wonderful shops that everyone in the region can visit.
I was kind of wondering about your Chinese name,励琪. Mm-hmm. You named励琪by yourself or somebody named this for you?
Well, when I first became elected, I had a wonderful staff person, Na Lin, who was my Chinatown liaison, and she helped to give that name to me and introduce myself to the Cantonese-speaking, Chinese-speaking community.
So do you like this name,励琪?
Yes, I do.
Okay, let's talk about the hate crime. As we can see the surge of hate crime targeting the Asian community. What do you believe is the underlying cause?
Well, I think first we have to recognize that in this country, there is a lot of systemic racism and discrimination. both of my parents were immigrants from the Philippines, and my father actually blew the whistle when he saw wrongdoing in the hospital where he worked, and he had to fight through a discrimination lawsuit. And so even for my family, we speak English because of the Philippines being a colony of the U.S. And even as an English-speaking immigrant, my family faced discrimination. So there's a lot of issues that have been going on for a long time. And I think over the past few years, we had sort of a double pandemic of COVID and anti-Asian hate. And that has been pre-existed by racism here in the U.S. So I think underlying what we've seen with the rise in anti-Asian hate is the resurfacing of more overt discrimination, more overt racism. And in Oakland, I do have some hope because we have been coming together not only as an Asian Pacific Islander American community, but also together with our Black community, our Latino community, to really show everyone that if we work together and address the issues and the racism in each of our communities, that will help all of us move forward.
Yes. So during the pandemic, we know Oakland Chinatown has become one of the epicenters of hate crime. So how is the community doing right now?
I just spoke with our Chinatown area police commander, and he said that over the 2-year period between 2020 and 2022, violent crimes actually went down 68%.
68%?
68%.
Wow.
And then in the 1-year period from 2022 back to 21, the violent crimes went down 33%. And then overall crime over that same period went down about 44%. So we are seeing a decrease in crime, a decrease in these incidents, and that's exactly because the community has come together and we have a multifaceted strategy. Again, it's community policing and foot patrol, officers who are building relationships with our community, and volunteer ambassadors, community ambassadors. We're even improving the lighting, removing graffiti, making our streets cleaner, safer, helping to activate our businesses, and all of that together is improving things. And I'm happy to be here today because I want to tell your listeners, come to Chinatown in Oakland. It's a fun, safe place to be. The more that people are in our community enjoying and patronizing our businesses, the safer we'll be.
Thank you for your sharing. We would love to get more information from you. However, we need to take a break from here.
Okay.
Thank you. 好，刚才从这个励琪的回答当中，我们已经听得出来哦，这个奥克兰的这个 Chinatown 呢，已经变得治安是稍微变好了。那待会我们就针对治安的问题，再好好的请教他一下。稍微休息一下之后，待会继续我们今天的仇恨边缘。对于如何解决奥克兰华埠仇恨犯罪与治安的问题，一直存在2种不同的声音，其中加强警力、增加警方预算问题是最受争议的。有人呼吁加强警力跟资金，也有人呼吁将警察的资金重新用于心理健康和其他设施上面。而在各种经费预算跟公共安全必须平衡之下，奥克兰华埠的治安该如何加强，可以让民众不再恐惧，商铺不再受影响呢？在接下来节目当中，我们为大家邀请到是代表奥克兰华埠的第2区市议员励琪，他同时也是奥克兰市议会的主席，一块来听听他对改善奥克兰华埠的仇恨暴力问题以及改善治安的看法。Hello， 励琪。Thank you again for joining us our show today. Yeah,
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, let me ask you one very important question. There have been calls for more police and funding in Oakland Chinatown. However, your suggestion has been to redirect the police funding to the mental health and other facilities. Can you tell us more detail about your ideas?
Absolutely. Thanks for asking that question. What my goal is to expand our community safety system and make sure it works, make sure it's effective. And what I have been finding out over the first term in my office over the last 4 years is that 60% of the calls that our police department responds to are not violent crimes, they're low-level crimes. And that means that we have to do better, allowing our police to focus on responding promptly when you call 911, solving these crimes so that people are held accountable and they're not able to recommit another act of violence. So what I have been doing is working to make sure that we also have resources to answer those mental health calls or those neighborhood nuisance calls so that it's not a police officer, it's a first responder from the fire department. I'm also working to make sure that we have violence interrupters in our neighborhoods so that, for example, if there are some gang activities or there might be retaliation from a shooting, there are people trusted from the community, in the community, organizing, reaching out, helping to prevent violence before it happens. And so in my view, we are able to allow police to respond to what they do best. It's responding to crime and solving crime. And we have other systems that can take on all those other 911 calls so that police can focus. And so in Chinatown 2 years ago, I worked with our health agencies, our businesses, and they said, you know what? These are the intersections and the times of day where people have been assaulted. And so because of that, I've worked with the police department and said, these are the places and the times of day we want police patrols. And our current chief has committed to me that we will continue to have those patrols because they have been reducing crime in Chinatown over the past 2 years. And even in Little Saigon, we had a series of robberies of our businesses. We were able to work together with the community, and literally in a matter of months, I was able to allocate money in our budget to open a police watch station right in Chinatown. And in addition to a Chinese liaison officer, we now also have a Vietnamese liaison officer.
As I know, many people in Chinatown, some people in Chinatown, Oakland, Chinatown, against your idea. Does it really bother you?
Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I would just ask that people talk directly with me and my staff to learn about what we're doing. And so this opportunity, again, I really appreciate it so that I can talk directly to your audience and let you know what we are doing. Because when you see the police officers in Chinatown, over the past 2 years, that's been an ongoing violence suppression detail that I've been supporting together with our police department. When you see volunteer patrols in orange vests from the Toishan Family Association, those are volunteer community patrols that I have been supporting over the last 2 years. When you see the other patrols, they used to wear green vests. Now I think they're going to start wearing blue vests. Those are the community ambassadors that are part of our Chinatown, Oakland Chinatown Improvement Council. That is a community benefits district that I helped to create that's raising over $1 million in dedicated property tax assessments so that we can have ambassadors on the streets who are providing safety as well as helping keep our streets clean.
Yes. So with the city reopening, I believe there'll be more people will visit Oakland, Chinatown, or other areas.
So.
So does any safety plans for the community to make people safe?
In our downtown area and in our Chinatown area, we have our business improvement districts, which both have ambassadors. In addition to that, in November, the City Council also approved having foot patrol. We know that people feel much more connected to our safety system if they have police officers who are walking, building trust, building relationships with the community. So in the downtown area, we now have foot patrol. And so it's this combination of things, activating our public spaces, doing marketing to support our businesses. We have foot patrol of our police department working with our ambassadors through our business districts. Those systems are all working together to create a safer environment.
So having served Oakland for 6 years now, so what do you think and what do you believe is the biggest problem facing the city currently?
I think the greatest challenge that we have is that we are behind in terms of having enough of a system to support all the basic services that we need. So there's a lot of vacant positions in the city of Oakland. We need to hire and fill those positions because those are the people who can be helping renters if they have problems, filling our potholes, keeping our sidewalks safe, helping businesses get their permits. So for the city of Oakland as a council member, we need to fill the vacancies so we can deliver more service.
Wow, thank you for your insights. Let's take a break again from here. Okay. 是的，针对这个奥克兰华埠的这个治安问题，的确有不同的看法、不同的声音，我们也应该彼此尊重、彼此互相了解。好的，稍微休息一下之后，待会继续我们今天的仇恨边缘。奥克兰华埠是反亚裔仇恨犯罪与仇恨暴力的中心之一。现在 Stop Asian Hate 走到人们面前，这对于亚裔群体来说是一个难过的时刻，但它同时也是一个转机。身为代表奥克兰华埠的第二区市议员，同时也是奥克兰市议会主席的励琪，在后疫情下城市重启，人们回到街头，对于奥克兰华埠治安是充满信心，还是忧心忡忡呢？我们继续来和他聊聊今天的话题。Hello, Nikki. I have one question about the Chinatown. Does Oakland City have any resource and support system for the victim of a hate crime?
We absolutely do. This is something I'm really proud of in terms of us investing in more resources that are culturally and linguistically appropriate and competent for our Asian community. So in Oakland, the Asian Health Services organization is a partner with the city to provide resources if you have been a victim of a crime or a hate crime. They have a lot of great resources from helping deal with trauma, mental health following an incident. And I even worked with them personally to provide some resources to the victim of a crime whose mother was Vietnamese and Vietnamese speaking and needed somebody at the hospital to help her understand and advocate for her son when he was shot with a gun. So there's a lot of resources that are now available through the Asian Health Services, so I'm very grateful for our partnership with them.
So what's the procedure for reporting the hate crime?
So in Oakland, we do have a hotline at the police department. That hotline is where you should be reporting a hate crime, whether you were the victim yourself or whether you might have witnessed something.
Yes. So let's talk about your turn, the second term, right? So what's your priority for your second term in the office?
Well, definitely community safety. And community safety, again, is a very, very complex system where we have community policing that is trusted by the community. Making sure that we do have police officers who speak Cantonese, Mandarin, Vietnamese, and come from our community. That paired with violence prevention, as well as street lighting, active businesses that are vibrant, those things together help create community safety. And of course, having a job and having stable housing also contribute to a safe community, a community where everyone has their needs met. And so for me, it's about continuing to expand our community safety system to keep our streets safe, to keep neighborhoods like Chinatown and Little Saigon vibrant, and making sure that everyone has access to an affordable home and a good paying job to pay the bills.
So what's the most difficulty or challenge for you under your second term?
Well, one of the ongoing challenges is at the City of Oakland, we cannot solve all of our problems alone. And so one thing that I think is very important for your viewers to know is that I want to work with not only the residents and the business owners in District 2 in Oakland, but with the county, because the County of Alameda provides our healthcare and social services. They can help us with a lot of these issues. The state provides funding as well, the federal government as well. And so I think the biggest challenge moving forward is to make sure that myself and Mayor Tao, we're working together with all branches of government as well as the people of Oakland.
Okay, so let's do the prediction right now. So what's your prediction of the future of the hate crime in the Oakland Chinatown in coming years?
So in the coming years, my prediction is that there are less hate crimes, less incidents of hate crimes. And I think that will be because as a community, we're coming together. We're very proud of our heritage. We're telling our story about who we are as Americans as well. And we're not only doing that, but we're also partnering with Oakland's Black community, our Latino community, our Indigenous community, our white community. And we're telling a story about we're part of the fabric of our city.
We know the different cities, like San Francisco, Oakland, or San Jose, three cities have cooperation together for the hate crime. So how about the Chinatown part? The San Francisco of Chinatown cooperated
That's
together?
a great idea. Actually, before I lived in Oakland, I lived and I worked in San Francisco Chinatown.
Wow.
With a couple organizations also organizing with garment workers, and I think that's a great idea. Right now I'm building a partnership between the city and the county, together with our county supervisor and our health care organizations. And that's exactly the work we need to do because it's a regional issue. So San Francisco, San Jose, Oakland, we have a lot of similarities. And next time I come back, hopefully I can talk with you about that.
Okay, good idea. Okay, so the last question of today is, do you have any additional message you want to tell us, our audience?
Well, I think I just want to end by saying that I'm very, very proud to be representing Oakland and District 2, not only as an Asian American and Filipino American, but also as the daughter of immigrants. I recognize from my own personal experience, my mother and father's personal experience in the workplace, that here in this country, racism exists. There's still a lot of discrimination as well. And we're only going to be able to push back on that by telling our story that we're all very proud of and by working together. And so I want to extend to your audience my commitment to work with everyone in Chinatown and throughout Oakland. Whether you voted for me or not, I will represent you.
Thank you. Yeah, we are so happy for having you today. Yeah, so hopefully we can see you soon. Yeah,
Yes,
come
I
back
hope
soon.
so.
Okay.
Thank you. I will.
Thank you so much. Thank you. 奥克兰华埠治安与仇恨暴力只是整个反亚裔仇恨犯罪代表之一。不论你支持哪一种提升治安、减少仇恨暴力的做法，最主要是要有心去做，被动的效果并不大。我们更应该积极融入这个多元文化社会，积极的让不同族裔了解我们。反对种族歧视需要每个人发声，它不仅是 Black Lives Matter， 而是 Every Life Matters。如果保持沉默，暴力就会继续发生。也许幸运的仇恨暴力事件不会发生在自己身上，但有可能在下一代或是你周边的亲朋好友身上发生。相信这不是你所愿意看见的。感谢您收看今晚的仇恨边缘，也请您继续锁定下回的节目。我是海翔，下次节目再见，晚安。